Hey guys, it's Sunday night, and that means it's time for another episode of the M Cluster. I am Slider, your host, and tonight with me is Brandon,
Guys.
and we actually got Dante back. The holiday season is coming to an end, so we actually get to have somebody else playing with the background stuff. So any mistakes are no longer my fault. Yay! So
They're always your fault.
well, I guess I started the show, so yeah, everything is my fault technically.
Yes.
How was your Christmas? How'd that go for you?
Pretty good. I got some decent gifts for I guess tech use. I got a new headset that I'm using now. It's got two mics built in. No more thing to get in my way of my mouth, or once I get a Bluetooth adapter, no more wires even hold me down. And then I got PS4, and
Ooh.
yeah.
Who got you that?
My mom.
Wow.
I didn't. I don't know why she wanted to spend that much, but um, I knew about it way ahead of time because I had to wait in line for it at Best Buy. I got to Best Buy at 4 a.m. and so I waited in line like 6 hours.
So you had to go buy your own present?
Yes, she gave me the money for it, but I had to go buy it and wait in line for it.
That's funny.
I haven't really done a whole lot with it yet, and then the other cool thing I got was the Millennium Falcon Lego set that Amanda bought for me. Yes. Took me 7 hours to put together, and that was like the first thing I did.
So you put it together already?
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I started on it, and like 4 hours later, Amanda's like, "Are you still going on?" I'm like, "Yep, I'm not gonna stop. Not till it's done."
Oh man. Where is it?
It is actually in the living room.
Oh, yeah, you should show that off on one of the shows. So anyway, my Christmas pretty uneventful. I don't really do Christmas. I spent a lot of money. Bought my nephew's gifts. Our friend Paige had her birthday. Happy birthday, Paige! And I went and celebrated with her. And I saw a couple movies. So that's pretty much what I did for my Christmas holiday. And speaking of movies, today we are. I don't want to talk about that right now. Because we only have so much time. But today we are talking about Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which is a 2002 film.
I don't even know.
Directed by Edgar Wright. Well, you don't know. This is your pick.
It is my pick. I like the movie.
Way to be prepared.
But it's not one of those movies that I really follow up with a lot of information on it. I didn't care who the director was specifically or anything like that. I only got to watch it the first time last year. When I was introduced to it, and I thought it was a really cool concept. I had never really seen, to my memory, anything like this. I could be wrong. If I am, you can correct me. But overall, I mean, I guess the movie starts out about Scott Pilgrim. He lives in Toronto. He's in a band, and when the movie starts off, he's bringing his new girlfriend to watch him practice, and it's a little Asian schoolgirl, literally, and yeah. His friends give him shit for her only being 17, and he was 22, I believe. And then during the course of him trying to deal with his friends giving him shit, he meets Ramona, who's pictured there with the pink hair, and they end up dating. And in order for them to date, he has to defeat her 7 evil exes. And he was apparently sent an email about this, although he didn't really read the email. And from there, it just got kind of ridiculous. The first guy he fought was a lot of just, cool action, flying punches, flying kicks, that kind of thing. And then it just went on from there. I mean, there was a guy with vegan powers.
Well, we got a little video clip. You want to go ahead and just roll that? sometime today. So there's a little Asian schoolgirl. And this is sort of just, introducing the fact that they are in a band. And this is that first fight you were talking about. Matthew Patel.
Consider our fight begun. What did I do? What do I do? Fight!
And that's what I really like about the movie right there. Just the effects and everything.
These are some tough motherfuckers.
You're quite the opponent.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Pilgrim. Who the hell are you?
Even Scott, when he got knocked through walls and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm Ramona's evil ex-boyfriend. Wait! We're fighting over Ramona? Didn't you get my email explaining the situation?
What impresses me, and I'm not sure how much of it is effect and how much of it was, how much work he put into it, but a lot of that appears to be Michael Cera.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does
I
not.
thought it was really well done too.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they replaced him a lot, and the reason I wanted to play that, it's very difficult to describe the style of this movie verbally.
That's what I mean. I don't think I can't remember another movie like this that did stuff like that.
I don't remember if I said it on air last week, but I know at some point I mentioned it to you. The closest thing I could think of was the 1960s Batman television show.
Yeah, but this takes those pow bang kind of thing, but then some of the effects are just even more ludicrous with them like jumping through the air 500 feet or whatever. And
well, this appears to me anyway to be like a huge mashup of a video game movie, a comic book movie, a martial arts movie. I mean, it's got all of those aspects in it.
And it was from a comic.
Yeah. I wasn't looking forward to watching this movie. I didn't see it for a reason. When it first came out, I was just like, this is just dumb. I'm not going to waste my money. And I sat down to watch it for the first time last week, and 21 minutes and 14 seconds in, I had to turn it off. I could not deal with it. I could not deal with it. It was so terrible. I was angry. It was horrible. Could not get past those first 21 minutes. So I was concerned that this would be the first show where I was not going to be able to watch the entire movie. And I thought to myself and out loud to anyone that asked me that if I had seen this in the theater, I would have gotten up and walked out. And it's not really something I do. So, I mean, that's how bad it was. And so I don't remember what day it was, but I sat myself down. I'm like, all right, I need to get through this movie. And then I got to that first fight scene. In my opinion, it's so changed.
Yes.
Apparently,
It really did. It looked so boring at first. Like,
yeah.
What is going on here?
But it was
retarded.
overly
And then the fight happens. Like, oh my god.
You know, it was overly stylized. The story wasn't very interesting. It was moving very slow. It was just there was nothing about the first 20 minutes of this movie that I liked. And then Matthew Patel shows up and just fucking saves the whole thing. And one of the comments I had made to Dante earlier is these fight scenes aren't just gratuitous fight scenes. They actually impart a lot of information to you about the characters, about the story, about what's happening during the fights. You know,
Yes.
They inject humor, they develop characters. It's very, very well done. And I don't know. I guess I wasn't aware. Or I just didn't think about that it was Edgar Wright. And you know, he's done stuff like Shaun of the Dead, Super Troopers, I think was him, and just. I did not want to see this movie, and like I said, the first 20 minutes was painful. When I got to that first fight, it was just like, I could not wait for the rest of this movie to happen. It was so ludicrous. I loved it. I was like, oh my god!
Yeah.
You don't know how hard.
Fights are badass. And speaking of Edgar Wright, though, I mean, you know he's going to be doing Ant-Man.
No, I didn't know he was doing Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, I was looking forward to Ant-Man. Now it's I don't know what it's going to turn into.
yeah. He's he got a hold of Ant-Man, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
But,
that will definitely make it interesting.
And what's cool about it, I guess, is also because Lucas Lee, the number 2 boyfriend, is Chris Evans.
Yes, yeah, that I didn't know about that either.
So Captain America is in here whooping ass.
Yeah, when he came out, I was like, oh my god, is that Captain America? And apparently Scott Pilgrim can take Captain America.
Yep.
So,
and all his stunt doubles.
Yes. And I actually thought, like, when I first saw that, I was like, well, that's not fair. You know, but and that was actually a really good action scene too. I wanted to put so much more into this clip when I was putting it together, but I couldn't squeeze it in. You know, there was so much in each fight, and you know, like I said, they actually used the fights to develop the story. So I didn't want to just put in, you know, nothing but fight scenes in that clip. So I had to just go with the first one, and even that was longer than I expected it to be. You know, it's like
which fight was your most disappointing out of the 6?
it was the Captain America one, because you know I made the joke because we were talking about that earlier about how Scott Pilgrim can take Captain America, and actually he couldn't. For all intents and purposes, he lost that fight. He won by tricking the boyfriend into doing a rail slide down 200 steps of iced over rail, and he crashed and burned. Scott Pilgrim did not win that fight.
He ended up going like, I don't know, like 300 kilometers an hour or something.
Right.
Well, and then the next guy too, the vegan power guy, Brandon Ruth.
Yeah,
Superman.
That one surprised me too. Superman.
So he had vegan powers. Scott technically lost that one too. The only way he won was by getting him to drink half and half.
Yeah, he took away his powers. Although and that was funny too when the vegan police showed up.
Yeah. Chicken's not vegan?
And that was oh god, what is his name? I know him from a Showtime show. Darn it, I know his name. As soon as I see it, I'm gonna be mad that I can't remember it. Oh well, it's not on. Oh wait, it's still loading.
Well, while you're looking at that, I know at least Dante will know about this. I'm not so sure if you will. Roxanne. Who did she remind you of when she was fighting?
It's actually been a little bit too long since I've seen the movie, so I actually cannot comment intelligently on that question.
I would
Ivy.
say Harley Quinn.
Ivy from Soul Calibur. She had almost the exact same sword.
Sword.
It's a sword/whip. Ivy from Soul Calibur has.
Yeah, but you said Ramona, right?
Roxanne.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Ramona had the big hammer, and
Yes.
that reminds me of a Harley Quinn game. I don't know which one it is, or I guess it's not a Harley Quinn game, but she's in it. Damn it! I cannot find this dude's name.
I was reminded a lot of Ivy when she was using that sword whip against Ramona.
Oh well, we're gonna have to go without that guy's name.
Yeah, and I'm sure when I saw the movie the first time, that is exactly what I thought as well, because anyone with the sword whip is automatically Ivy.
Yes.
But
now, what's interesting with the Roxanne fight, in the comic, when she exploded, she didn't explode into coins. She exploded into woodland creatures, as a reference to Sonic the Hedgehog.
why?
I don't know, but I almost wish they had done that. It would have been funnier.
It wouldn't have made any sense. It would have just been like, why is she turning into something else? Like everybody else is coins, right?
The vegan guy is not supposed to be.
Oh, well, then they should have turned him into chickens. Actually, one of the things I got a kick out of was Matthew Patel when he exploded into coins. It was like $2.40 $2.40 Canadian. Whereas everybody else was like a huge. He was like everybody else was like a huge pile of coins.
$14 for Lucas Lee. It doesn't say for Todd Ingram because that was only movie only when he got coins. Same for Roxanne. For the twins, he got $79.95 for one of them and $74.95 for the other, right. And then a $2 twin bonus.
Is this from the comics?
Yes. And then for Gideon, which was kind of ridiculous with the swords and everything. I guess when he finally defeated him, he got $7,777,777.
Yes. What I got a kick out of was the way Ramona danced around the whole I had a lesbian experience thing when she was talking about her evil exes.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys knew, or I read somewhere that like each of the exes had a number associated with them, and it was super obvious for the seventh because all the sevens that popped up everywhere. But Scott is like called a 0 on occasion, and like they actually referenced specific numbers for each boyfriend. Like I know one guy was like wearing a 3 or something, but like it was actually not just like a lot of them were more subtle, but like each one had a number associated with them the whole time. Like sometimes, like I said, they were subtle, but
there was a list.
Well, yeah, but I mean, not just that. Like
Lucas Lee got out of his van and it had a 2 on the door.
Right.
Yeah, and there was always like stuff like that. For each one, there was like.
So what was Matthew Patel's number? There was no number 1, except for him saying, "I'm her first evil ex-boyfriend."
Yeah.
I would have to go look at like whatever source.
I think that goes for the order.
But there was at least some sort of acknowledgement in each one of like some sort of reference. Like maybe it's like I'm number 1 or I'm the best or something. I don't know. And
the Evil League of Exes. That was such a great name. And then when Gideon is complaining, he's like, "You know how long it took me to get all the contact information for all the exes? 2 hours."
On Craigslist or whatever.
Yeah. One thing that bugged me that they didn't get into was when she says he has a way of getting into my head, and then she turns around and she shows the chip. They never discussed it beyond that. And you're just like, how did he manage to get that on her? It's like, what does it do? It's like, how is that chip controlling her? Like, I wanted to know more about that.
It's not important.
But no, this movie, if you like stylized movies, this movie is fantastic. If you like action kung fu movies, this movie is fantastic. If you like Michael Cera, this movie is fucking fantastic. And I am not the biggest Michael Cera fan, so you were gonna say something?
Oh, I was gonna say, except for the first 20 minutes, apparently.
Oh yeah, the first 20 minutes, terrible, just fucking awful.
Well, oh my god, I really thought that you were just gonna trash the movie the whole time. When I was like, come on, how did you not like these action scenes?
That is how I thought I was gonna be as well. It was, I was physically disturbed by the first 20 minutes of this movie. It really bothered me. Like this, like I don't have words to say, to put into word, like just how irritated I was. I mean, it really got under my skin for some reason. I did not like it. And had it not been for that first action scene, had I not made it to that first action scene, I don't think I would have finished watching the movie.
Nice.
I mean,
well, that'll teach you. You should watch a whole movie then, even if you hate it.
I don't cut off movies. I never cut off movies.
This is like the third time you said that to me. Like, oh, I almost didn't watch it. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is a behavior that is not normal for me. So that's how much it bothered me that I was acting out of character. I mean, I did not like the first 20 minutes of that movie. It was just, had the whole movie been like that without the action scenes, I could not have watched it. It was a little too...
Neither could I. I'll give you that. Neither could I.
I mean, it was too over-stylized. The thing that pushed me over the edge when I turned it off was when they were walking through the park and a door shows up out of nowhere, and then they start flying. I was just like, no, I can't do this. Can't handle it. So, anyway, that's Scott Pilgrim. We really didn't talk much about the story, but it doesn't matter.
It didn't matter.
It's a good watch. You really should check this movie out if you haven't seen it. Okay.